Billy Beige here, and we have come to the Skeleton Raider of the All-Star 6 Necronominus 2 wave. It's here. This figure has where it is basically the Skeleton Legion builder body, but instead of having the pelvis, the bone pelvis, it has like the normal 1.0 pelvis in there to hold up his belt and stuff. But already looking at it, I'm like, I want to see if that helmet comes off his head so bad, because like I hope it's keyed for the Legendary Barbarian, because that is the perfect Conan helmet. If you know, you know. But let's go ahead and get him out of the package. He is, kind of, well, he's a named character. He's not just skeleton. He's a Skeleton Raider. But he is $49.99 like every other one from retail, and it shows. So that's how much he's going to be. Don't fall down over there. But he still comes with a bunch of stuff. So what do we got here? We have 2 shoulder pads. We have the alternate foot peg there. So if you want to put this into, this should be the larger one to put into a boot. Or into, into a shin that has where it's like a boot, not a bone. He has a shield. He has a different front flap. He's got 2 arm bracers here. He's got 2 kind of like wrist bracers. Yeah. What am I saying? Did I say shoulder? Forearm bracers, wrist bracers. The not scimitar, but it's like a scimitar. All 3 of the back pegs, both of the shield holders. So you got a lot of variety there with that. And then he himself has a plethora of hands. He has both of the outstretched reaching hands. He has the horizontal hinged weapon hands. Horizontal hinged fists. Horizontal weapon holding hands. And then the vertical weapon holding hands. He's got a long mace. Pretty dope. He has a spear. And then he has the alternate kind of gladiator head there that came with, well, actually, I think, it's not Clavian. It's, it starts with a C. Hopefully it's popped on screen by now. But he does look cool. I am going to go ahead and get him out of the package, and then we're going to take a look at him with some of his stuff on. I'm going to choose what to put on there because, hey, maybe I don't want the pauldron. I kind of like this look right here, but we'll get to it. And I just wanted to add real quick, I really appreciate how things are packaged in here with this wave. I'm going to say it's a dumb little thing, I know, but I hated when like long items like this were in these plastic shells and had where they had to go through the shell, through a hole, back out the back, just like threaded through it itself. That was so freaking annoying. And also like, it was just like, okay, am I going to break it? Am I going to like scrape the paint off of it because I got to shove it through a plastic hole? No, I appreciate this. And if it was my complaining that caused it, wonderful. If it was other people who had where they spoke out about it, fantastic. I'm glad it's changed back to just sitting in a tray. Wonderful. So yeah, I had to check it. So if it's obvious, the Legendary Barbarian head is not keyed up for this, because this is the Legendary Barbarian head. This is the skeleton head. But if you took and you shaved it down, because you see just how like this is more rectangular, this is more human shaped. Yeah, if you just had where you shave down those areas just to kind of match up along the side, because you're not going to see them, you could make this helmet work. Because like, other than it bunching out, I think it has where it's sitting properly with the key that's on top of his head. It's not obviously lining up perfectly because this is flat, but like even with that key on top of his head, I think this sits just about right. If you shave down the sides of his head, it would be awesome. You're just going to need multiple Legendary Barbarian heads. It is what it is. But yeah, I just had where I just pried it off. It just needed a little bit of love there. And then like, if you didn't like it, if you want to put it back there, just a drop of like glue on either side of the head and on top, and it's bam, it's back to where it is. So just letting you know. So here he is, decked out in one way you can do it. I left off the pauldrons because I like more skeleton there. I like more calcium. I chose the gladiator head because, it came with the other head on there. I like this one. And also I'd peeled off the other helmet, so I'm kind of, I'm swapping it around here. But I like this loadout, and there's a lot of different ways you can do it. I also changed the front skirt piece there just to make them like this, and I think this is pretty cool. I like this. I like another skeleton that's different enough but similar enough to have where it still falls into the Necronominus congregation stuff, but also kind of tells a story. I really like the bio on here, because if you have where you read the bios for this wave, it really tells you that like Thorasis has where he's the first risen. Vikenfell fell to a ship coming back that had where it was, full of the undead, and these are the people of Vikenfell who did not flee afterwards. I like the little stories that are in these waves. It has where it's each a section of a story, and like I like that soon we're gonna have a book that will have a bunch of these bios, a bunch of this world building in story format, so you can have a long form story there instead of just, have where you go, oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Answers are coming, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Jeremy to finish that book. But let's take a look at the figure a little bit closer. So with the skeleton rate, Raider, it's still going to have the same articulation as the Mythic skeleton, as the Skeleton Legion Builder 2, up into a point, because like it does have where it's the same neck, same up, down. I can T-pose. I have awesome elbows. There's no bicep because there's no meat. Yeah, but it twists at the elbow. Hinges, twists, things like that. Same from the feet. Gratuitous amount of ankle breakage. Oh no, does the bones aren't supposed to twist that way, kind of thing. But when you get to the torso here, it's as far back as it goes, and it goes forward some, and it presses on like this pelvis armor a little bit. But if you have where you kind of push it and you can go in and get out, but it has where it's not blocking it per se, because this is a softer rib cage there. But what I thought was neat was the fact, wiggle, was that this is the first time this piece is there, that I'm aware of anyway. I'm pretty sure there wasn't in any of the Necronominus stuff, the first wave, is where instead of having a ball joint, it has the, spine joint here that goes in there to match it up. So this is a new piece there where, let me see, on focus, where instead of that ball joint, it goes into the spine there. And this has where it twists in there. Like mine came and this was misaligned, so I had to pop them apart. So just be careful. Don't try to like straight yank it. Just have where you press and kind of work it, and it's in there. And if you want to take it off, just kind of hold it, pull and work it, and come off. And yeah, it works. I like new parts. I like different skeletons. Could it have worked with the regular pelvis? No, because like the regular pelvis, it wouldn't be able to do the same kind of armor there. And this made it different. Instead of just being like, hey, here's another crotch out there skeleton. It had where it's, more like the meat has rotten off of this man. And in fact, you could almost say this was like this is what's inside the legendary barbarian, because it's possibly from the same area. He's where he needs to be. It's whatever story driven thing you want. But yeah, it kind of lines up there. It makes a little bit of sense. I would like, I don't know if we have it yet. I can't remember if we have it. I'd almost want like a half boot piece right here, or just some sort of half boot bone piece here, because I'd love to have a skeleton with just, boots down there. I can't remember if we have that piece coming or what. There's so much stuff coming. Usually it just has where like the shin here has where it's just the armored shin down in there, but maybe they have a half piece coming, or it's already, in the works. But I'd like that. So do I think you need a skeleton raider in your congregation? Yeah, I think he's pretty gosh darn cool. If you already have a bunch of Myxiliuses, because I mean, like, yeah, I loaded up on Myxiliuses with the Necronominus wave, and I think with this you would be able to vary those up if you had bought those to break down to have into army builders and stuff. I think he's worth it. But tell me what you think down in the comments below. Did you order any of these? Did you have where you're going to pick up some skeleton raiders? Do you already have a ton of Myxiliuses and you're just got like cloaks lying around? Just let me know. But please subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. I think I'm down to, I think Deacon is left. Deacon's the last one. I hope I remember remembering Deacon the right way. And then it's a couple packs. But I'll see you in the next video. Later, guys.